Hey, I just wanted to say a big welcome to Exercism and thank you for joining. I hope Exercism is going to be a fun and useful place for you to improve your programming skills. I want to spend 5 minutes telling you a few important things to help you get the most out of your experience with Exercism in this video. Firstly, who is Exercism aimed at? Well, it's aimed at people with at least a little programming knowledge. If you're a senior developer, Exercism is going to be really good for you. If you're a mid or junior developer, Exercism also is going to be brilliant for you. If you are a total beginner to programming, then Exercism can still be useful, but there's going to be a very steep learning curve. And we're actually building a new product designed for people who are totally new to coding, but that's not going to be ready for a little while yet. So in the meantime, you can still use Exercism, and I recommend you do, but I recommend you use it as a place to practice alongside the other more basic tutorials that you'll need to follow. So, what's Exercism all about? Well, Exercism is based on the idea of learning by doing. We're going to give you interesting and fun exercises to solve to help you build your core programming skills. But if there's one message I want to get across to you in this video, it's that the real value of Exercism starts once you solve the exercise. Now, this probably sounds a bit counterintuitive, and of course there's lots of value in solving the exercise. But the real magic of Exercism is refining your code to make it more idiomatic. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're studying the Elixir track, your goal shouldn't just be to solve all the Elixir exercises. It should be to write Elixir code like an Elixir professional would write the code. It should be to solve the Elixir exercises like an Elixir professional would solve them. And there are 4 main ways you can use Exercism to help with this. The first is to look at other people's solutions, to explore how they're solved and to realise where your knowledge gaps are. When people solve exercises on Exercism, they have the opportunity to publish them for everyone else to see. And there are millions of exercises that people have published. So you can explore these, look at the different techniques, the different ideas that people have done, and decide what you don't know, what's interesting, what looks like a really cool way to solve that. The second is to look at the Dig Deeper tab, which has explanations and videos created by our community and our team on how to solve the exercise idiomatically. It will often look at different ways that you could solve it using different techniques. The third way is to read the automated feedback that we generate when you solve an exercise on Exercism. We have systems that run that analyse the code that you submit and try and work out hints and tips that we can give you as to how to make it more idiomatic. And then the final, most powerful way is to request code review from a mentor. And this is the most special feature of Exercism. You can ask a real person to review your code and explain what you can do better in a private, safe space for free. I'm always amazed how few people make use of this feature when it's such an amazing way to improve your programming skills quickly, and it's free. So, first message, and the one thing to take away from this video, if nothing else, is don't just use Exercism to solve the exercises. Work out how to solve them in the way they're supposed to be solved. Okay, so how does Exercism work? How are things structured? Well, each language has what we call a track. It's a collection of exercises that you can work through to learn or practice a programming language. You'll find a Python track or a JavaScript track or a Ruby track or 65 plus other tracks. Some languages, often the bigger ones, but some smaller ones as well, have what we call learning mode. Now, this learning mode has been designed to get you up to speed on a language in a structured manner. These tracks are centered around a syllabus of concepts, all of the different ideas that you need to know to understand that specific language. Each concept has an exercise that teaches it, and then other exercises that you'll unlock in order to practice it. The smaller languages are often less structured. They have a collection of exercises that you can try and play with and solve and explore, but there's not concepts or a syllabus as such. So look out for the learning mode tag when you're looking at the tracks page to understand how that track is going to be structured. Oh, and if you're doing a learning mode track, but you don't want all of that structure, maybe you just want to solve a couple of exercises that you know you're interested in, you can always disable learning mode and just work through the track in your own way instead. There are two ways that you can solve exercises on Exercism. You can either use the online editor, or you can work on your own system, your own computer. If you want to work on your own computer, you can install our command line tool, and then you can download the exercises onto your local machine, solve them in your own editor, and then upload them back into Exercism. The online editor sort of does that for you. It's a great way of quickly digging into a new language without having to install all of the language stuff onto your own machine. But that editor's probably not going to be as sophisticated as the one you've got, and we don't try and make it that sophisticated. So you can do either way. There's no real difference from our perspective. The platform works in pretty much exactly the same way. Hitting the submit button in the online editor is exactly the same as running the Exercism submit command on the command line. So those are the basics covered. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our community and our overarching vision in the subsequent videos. But for now, I hope you have loads of fun and find Exercism useful and welcoming. If you've got any questions, please go to the forum where our community will help you out. Which leaves me to say thank you for watching. Have a great day.